Okay, so good morning, everybody. How are you feeling this morning? Good? Yes, yes, yeah. So, good morning to everybody online who are joining us now. So, today I'm going to lead a class in meditation in relation to how it helps with chronic pain. Okay, so before we go into that, I just want to just recap the basic things that new people who are listening to the video uh, know a little bit about mindfulness meditation. So mindfulness meditation is a type of meditation where we train our brain to be aware of the present moment, about the body senses and about our environment in a non-judgmental way. Okay, and it is not a religious practice. We have a vast body of research that shows many benefits from meditation, and also meditation is not about sitting down in a quiet room, emptying out your mind, right? It's a state of awareness, so you can do it in any position, any place, any position, any place, no matter where you are. So, from the beginning of our course back in November, we went from learning about the basic tool of mindfulness meditation, that is the breath, okay? And then we learn about how we train our mind to focus on our 6 senses. And now who remembers about our 6 senses? What are our 6 senses? Because if you don't know what our 6 senses are, how are we going to focus our meditation on the body senses? Okay. Yeah, head represents the mind. Okay. Huh? No. The senses. Yeah. Yes. Taste and touch. Okay. So if you know, then you can follow your senses during the meditation. Remember, you go from the head down. Head represents the mind. Go to the eyes. Okay. Go to the ears. Hearing sense. Seeing sense. Nose is smelling sense. Mouth, tasting and speaking. Speech. Okay. And the body senses, including our internal organs. So the body senses. Okay. So we talked about that, and then we talked about self-compassion and compassion for others. And last week we talked about body scan. Now, in this practice, we are going to encompass all of those, because when we talk about chronic pain, it's a complex subject. Okay, so is there evidence that mindfulness meditation helps with chronic pain? There is. There is by clinical studies. So, as Dr. Janine Lee, who is a anesthesiologist at Stanford University, right? So she was first a neuroscientist, then she became an anesthesiologist. But she's into mindfulness meditation as a form to help her patients with pain. Okay, so she said that, studies that looked at mindfulness meditation from 4 days to 4 weeks shows a reduction in body pain. Okay, and the studies as long as 6 weeks on showed a reduction in tolerance to pain. And studies that shows mindfulness meditation going on a lot longer than that, months or years, showed a decreased brain connectivity, in the membrane that make you have enhanced sensation to pain. So there is a lot of, and there has been a lot of studies going on about how mindfulness meditation eases pain. So in her video, which you can listen again on YouTube, you just put mindfulness meditation with and chronic pain, and it will come up. But so, and in our training, in our course, we have a person, his name is, he's very well known, and you might want to explore about his teaching too, and his name is Oren, O-R-E-N, J Sofer, S-O-F-E-R, right? So he's really experienced in mindfulness meditation, but they both bring up this story, the parable. We know that mindfulness originated from Buddhism, Hinduism, right? So, so there is a story about the Buddha, Siddhartha. Siddhartha is the name of the prince, and the prince became the Buddha later on, and his name is Sakya Muni Buddha. Anyway, so when he was teaching the concept of mindfulness meditation, he asked the people, if you have an arrow shot at you, do you feel pain? Of course, everybody is going to feel the pain, right? If you get an arrow shooting at you and hurt you, you're going to feel pain. And so that's the first arrow. So if you have a second arrow shoot at you, will you feel the pain? You still feel the pain, okay? Now, the Buddha said that when you are hurt with the first injury, okay, that is the arrow, that pain you cannot do anything about. But how you respond to that pain, how you respond and react to that pain, if you respond negatively, that is the second arrow. So how you respond to pain can create more pain. That is the second arrow, okay? So you can change that second arrow by how you react and respond to pain. Now, Mr. Oren Sofer also said that he learned from a doctor, his name is Robert Levine, I think. I know last name is Levine. But Dr. Levine said suffering equals pain times resistance. Pain times resistance. Now, if you resist your pain, the bigger your resistance, the bigger your suffering. Then if your resistance is zero, your suffering is zero, right? So if you understand those concepts, then you will understand how mindfulness is going to help you with chronic pain, okay? Now, how do you use mindfulness meditation in chronic pain? You know, everybody is going to feel pain at some point. Kids, you know, adults, elderly, everybody. So when we have pain, how do we use mindfulness to ease our pain? So we can do it indirectly or directly. Some people like to avoid the pain. For me, I want to face it straight in the eyes, because if I try to avoid it, I still have to come back to it, right? So, but you have to find out what works for you. So if indirect method is working for you, you use that. If direct method works for you, you use that. And what is indirect method? Indirect method is to look outside, away from the pain. For example, if you can just you have the pain right here, you're not going to think about it. You're going to look outside and you look at the, you start to choose something else in your surrounding to focus your concentration on that. Okay, so if you look at the tree, you might want to dissect the tree. Okay, is it tall? Is it short? Is it green? Is it yellow? You know, all of that. So you use different things outside of your body to focus your attention to that. And so you don't focus your attention on your pain. All right. And what about direct attention to your pain? This is where the self-compassion comes in. We learned about the self-compassion a few weeks ago, right? So now we look at our pain, we embrace it, we don't resist it, we don't react to it. We embrace it with tenderness and non-judgment. Okay, so some people, when they happen, they get into a really irritable, frustrating, and say, "Oh my God, this pain is killing me." So instead of feeling like that, so you know, instead of doing that, you just look at your pain and say, I know you're here. I know you're here. I'm going to work with you. I'm going to get to know you. Okay. Are you sharp pain? Are you aching pain? Is it the heat pain? Is it the cold pain? I want to know all about you. Okay. You know, and you know, and we are going to be friends, and you know, so you send compassion to your own body, you know, and then by that, by being mindful and aware of your pain without judgment, and if you practice that, your tolerance, it's going to change your brain up here. This is all neuroscience comes, where neuroscience comes in. It's called neuroplasticity. So your nerve, all the connections in here, the activity of it can go up, down, depending on what's up here, or your thoughts. Okay, so that is how we are going to focus on our pain during the meditation. So you, and one of the very effective technique in mindfulness meditation in terms of controlling pain, or not controlling, you know, like easing your pain, is body scan. So now we learned about body scan last week. We are going to apply that in today's session, okay? And also visualization. Now, body scan involves visualization, right? Because you have to image. So it's called imagery. So you have to imagine that image and go down your body like that. Okay? So, any questions so far? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, very much.
Yes? So will you be able to apply?
Hopefully she's in pain in her knees right now. That's why I was scooting her over. So I said she needs to be listening.
Yeah. So mindfulness meditation works. There was a study also that Dr. Lee mentioned where, you know, they do a study looking at two groups of people. One, just go and relax. So people say, okay, what's the effectiveness of just relaxing, chill out? Okay. And what's the difference between that and mindfulness? Okay. So they did the study, and the group who just go to the beach and relax but doesn't practice any mindfulness, they have a, you know, they have lower tolerance to pain, and also they feel the pain more. So the practice of mindfulness meditation works better than just relaxing. Okay, so So if you are ready, I am going to lead a meditation, and if you notice, so in this practice, you're going to either focus. You have the choice. You can focus on one part of your body that is hurting, and if you are not hurting anywhere, you choose a place in your body to focus on. So this practice is about body scan and visualization. So so the first part, I'm going to take you through visualization and body scan, and then the second part is, we will do the focusing. Yeah. That's why I'm going to tell you. Okay. I'm going to guide you. I will tell you what you imagine, right? So, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, just relax and make sure that your body is comfortable. Choose a comfortable that you are in. If sitting cross-legged is not comfortable for you, don't do it. Okay. So, and take a few deep breaths in and out. Okay, deep breathing in and slowly breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And you can now invite you to close your eyes, or if you prefer to open your eyes, just open slightly and look down at the floor. Practice deep breathing and start to feel your body sensation. Feel the cushion, with the contact between the cushion and your skin, your legs, your buttocks. Feel the sensation of your feet touching the ground or the cushion. And don't forget to breathe deep and slow. Always go back to your breath. Feel the air touching your body. Feel the air flowing through your nose. Feel the sensation in your mouth, the taste, the dryness or wetness. Feel the sound that you hear. The sound of the air flowing through the air vent, for example. Feel your neck and shoulder relaxing as you deep breathing in and slowly breathing out. Now, as you are relaxed and fully aware of your body sensation, I invite you to visualize an image that you are sitting under a fountain. And above your head, there is a golden liquid light pouring down. This light is entering your body through the crown of your head. Just imagine this liquid light flowing gently down your body, entering your crown of the head. As you breathe deep and slow, imagine this liquid light filtering down your brain, the inside of your head, flowing on the outside of your face, the back of your head, down your neck, down your shoulders. Imagine this light flowing down the length of your arms, down to the elbows, to the wrists, to the thumb, to the fingers, and imagine that the light is flowing out through the tip of your fingers. This liquid light is filled with compassion, love, peace, love and kindness. It is permeating your body. Now follow that liquid light again from your neck down the body, down to your chest, to your heart, through every bit of your lungs, down to the diaphragm. And imagine that it is filling up your abdominal cavity. It is infiltrating through your liver, your spleen, your kidneys, your adrenals, your pancreas, your intestine. It's flowing down and down to the pelvis, your pelvic organs, now permeating your hips, it's penetrating your thighs as you breathe deep and slow. The liquid golden light is now penetrating your knees with compassion. Flowing down your shin and your calves. Down to your ankles. Down to your feet. Down to your toes. And imagine that this light is now overflowing out through the tips of your toes and your fingers. As you breathe, deep breathing in and slowly breathing out. Now imagine your whole body is permeating with this golden healing energy light. It is saturated in it. We are going to stay in this state of being for a few minutes, and I invite you to enjoy this feeling where your body is being infiltrated with healing energy, light, love, compassion, as you take deep breathing in and out. Anytime your mind wanders and you are aware of it, bring it back to your breath. Return to yourself. Bring your attention to your awareness of how your body senses are. Now visualize again the flow of this golden liquid light that is full of healing energy. Imagine that it is now flowing down your body and bringing along with it all the discomfort, toxin, and uneasiness out of your body. So we're going to go from the top of our head and imagine that it's flowing your face, down your body, down your neck, your shoulders, your elbow, your arms, your hands, your fingers, your chest, your heart, your lungs, your liver, your spleen, your kidney, your adrenals, your intestine, your pelvic organs. It's flowing down your thighs, through your knees, through the shins, through the ankles, out through the feet and the toes. Imagine that flow of energy taking away all of the toxins from your body, out through the fingers and the toes. So imagine that as you breathe in and out for a few minutes. As you scan your body, be aware of how each of the body parts feels. Is there any tension to it? If there is tension to it, just recognize it and relax and let it go. is there lightness in your body. Now as you take deep breathing in and slowly breathing out, I invite you to bring your awareness back into your body and start to move your fingers and toes a little bit. And then slowly open your eyes. Okay, so that is the end of the visualization of our mindfulness meditation. So, how do you feel? Do you find it difficult to do the visualization? I mean, if it's your first time, it may be difficult, but it will come with practice. And you may not feel totally relaxed because you're too busy concentrating on how to do it, and that's okay. That's natural. That's why we call it practice, because first time is never perfect. Never. So that's why we learn. We learn and we practice, and we learn and we practice. Okay? So let's do some stretching, and in the second part of the meditation, I would like to do the walking, but we practice again, focusing on what is hurting us as we walk. So this means that we can meditate as we walk. If we walk and we feel pain, what do we do, right? So let's do some stretching and straighten. Yeah. So. So we rub our hands together. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, we can do a free session of stretching. In the previous lessons, we do it as the guided stretching, but today is a free session. So whatever you feel like doing, you do. Okay. So you want to rub your ears more, you rub your ears more. If you want to massage your head more, you do that more. Whatever you want to do to feel good. Okay. And we do the stretching for about 5 minutes or so. Okay, so rub your neck. Again, for me anyway, the last session, as I brought my attention to my body part, I know which area I need to focus on. So now during the stretching, I can do more of that. So I feel okay, my neck and my shoulders, they're not quite relaxed yet. So now I'm going to focus on that and do some stretching. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's like a 50-year-old shoulder. Yeah. So, yeah. And I like this stretching too, So, and don't forget your breathing. Mindfulness, meditation, you have to focus with your breathing, because I find myself not breathing deeply and slowly when I listen to other people talking. So you can fold it if it's, so if you want it higher, you can fold it and sit like this. Okay, like this, with the knees on the floor, like that. Okay. If you prefer to have too high, then you won't be feeling comfortable.
Oh, when it's higher though, it takes like pressure off of your
Yes,
legs.
yeah.
Because my feet, like I couldn't get my ankles, so you keep falling asleep.
Yeah.
Doesn't that feel good, yes, Nora?
Okay.
It is like the perfect, you just like crawl back and then just slowly let your body like go on an angle. Right. And it's hard enough where it like
Do this thing. You can do this.
Now, and you can relax like this and just wipe them a little bit so you can just give your hips.
my abs aren't that strong.
You're doing workouts, probably. You're awesome.
So you can do all sort of stretches.
I know it's relaxing. My body actually like. One thing I love during meditation is that singing bowl.
Yes.
Because you can like feel it vibrating through your body, and it just like sends you like that vibration just calms you. We go to the store and a lady, she blesses all of her products like after you purchase them with this giant crystal Tibetan singing bowl.
Yeah. I think so. This one is a singing bowl also that I purchased at the Tibetan. So, but you have to know how to do. Yeah, but I'm not.
Not everybody can make those sounds. Not everybody can make those sounds.
No, yeah. You have to practice.
Try them and really, they're secrets. Not really. It depends a lot on
the frequency. Yeah. So. See, I can't get it to go very loud. But you do this and it will ring. I think if you put too much pressure.
I want one of those crystal ones. I always said I want a bigger one, but they're like.
I asked her how much it was, and it was like a couple grand.
Yes, I know.
Hers is very big, but
This one I bought from the Tibetan temple in Bloomington. I think it's, I don't know, it's not cheap.
No, they're
Yeah.
not.
They're not.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so shall we do the walking meditation?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I will walk.
like this one. I think so.
On YouTube, there's some meditating ones that use that sound and stuff, and I always liked it.
So I can use this today.
It feels like
So
massaging the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
It does. It feels like it
Yeah.
vibrates your brainwaves.
but for me, this is a useful tool. When I first learned how to meditate, this bell is, not this bell, but the bell ringing sound was my instrument that helped me to focus. So how I focus, I do this. And I just follow the sound until it stops. So the longer you can hear it, the longer your concentration is. But when you train your brain like this, you're going to improve your memory. Not only that, the gray matter in your brain increases in thickness. So the more you practice, the less your your brain atrophies as you age. So the more you practice, the less that atrophy process is going to be. Okay, so so now we are going to do the walking meditation, but again, we're going to focus on chronic pain. So if you have any part of your body that is in pain right now, like your ankles or your knees or whatever, as you walk, you want to, this part is not, it's also visualization, but it's focus, so you can choose to focus on that part of your body that is painful. You anchor your attention to that, and then you start to explore that sensation. If you don't have pain, you use one of your senses. For example, your hearing or your seeing. As you walk, you explore what you see. Okay, so like teasing out the part of your body that is in pain, and then at the end of it, see how much pain you feel in that part. Okay, so if you feel less pain, that means that you were meditating really effectively. Okay, so but let's do this, and then as I ring the bell, we take a couple of deep breaths in and out, and then the second bell, you start to walk. Okay, so deep breathing in with the left foot or the right foot, whichever you choose. Okay, and then just do that, but don't forget about your breath. Okay. Okay. Yes. We're going to walk this way. Okay. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. I know you're here. This pain of mine. I'm looking at you with tenderness. I know you're here to let me know that there is something wrong with my physical body. I am grateful for this sensation that is a warning to my health. And I know that when I focus on my health and correct whatever that is wrong, the pain will leave me. Pain is my friend. Pain has meaning. Pain let me know if I'm getting better or not. Pain warns me of what I should do or should not do. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. As I am nurturing my body, I feel my pain slowly fading away. Listen to the bell. After this bell, we will slowly return to our seat. All right. So, how do you feel after that? Did anyone have pain before the walk? Paula has no pain. Who has pain?
I felt very tight on my tights were tight, but they're not that tight anymore.
Yeah. So I'm going to go around and let's hear some sharing of experience. So I'll start with you.
So sorry.
So yeah, can you share with us how your experience has been during this session?
I know at the beginning I had the cough, and as we went along, I could feel like relaxing and the cough kind of subsiding, and my neck was hurting and my hips were hurting really bad. And while I can still feel them, it's not as at the forefront of my mind, I guess is a better way to put it.
Did you find it difficult?
I have a hard time sometimes balancing. So when I'm walking, and so that kind of was a little difficult, but I know that it's also my center of gravity and my core strength too causes a play into that. But just bringing my mind back, I just had to bring my mind back because it always kept going away. So, yeah.
So you use your breath to bring your mind back into the attention, right?
Yeah, and I also thought of the gold waterfall too as I was walking, and to me, it's almost like a warm, glowing, and so that felt really good. Thinking of that.
And you can imagine any color you like. It doesn't have to be gold. If your favorite color is red or blue or purple or turquoise, you imagine your favorite color. Yeah. So yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'll go. Let's hear from you.
So at the start of it, I could feel my chest kind of tighten, and as we went through, I could feel it sort of relax a little bit, and there would be points where it would want to tighten up again, and I would think again of like the waterfall, and then also just my center of gravity while walking, and
once I got my mind kind of off of it a little bit, it would relax.
So this is your second session, right? Have you been practicing during the week?
I haven't, so it hasn't been every day. I have forgotten some nights, but I have been meditating and trying to show more compassion to my body and more love for all the work that they do for me every day.
Yeah, you did at work.
Oh, yeah.
Also, you told me that you didn't struggle with your pain as much this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So that's wonderful. So week by week, you will see some improvement week by week, and then you'll be so good at it. But it allows your body to heal. Actually, science has proven that the more you practice, the more health benefits you get. No question. No, there's not a person who practiced mindfulness meditation correctly, effectively. Not one person experienced zero benefit. They always, yeah, yeah. Thank you for your sharing. And how about Jasmine?
Well. It was, I believe, what I needed today. And like I said a while ago, I felt the muscles on my thighs were very tight for, I don't know, for some reason today, and had been like that since yesterday. But the more I was getting focused into our practice today, the more that tightness started to ease. And I was able just to, work with it the same way that I have learned to work with every other ache and pain that happens when you have autoimmune diseases and stuff like that that cause chronic pain. But for me personally, learning mindfulness meditation, practicing and being able to teach it had taught me how to manage and how to become friends, like you said earlier, with everything that is going on in my body. It's not only, the chronic pain, is, remember to show for our bodies and to show gratitude and compassion for our whole body, from the top of our head to the soles of our feet. And we forget to do that so often. And I love practicing body scans and visualizations and imagery, because it gives you that space for you to just, really be with all your senses and with every part of your body, and to get to know those areas you have to work a little bit harder, maybe, to or focus a little bit harder. Yeah. And gets to it's a practice that helps you get to know yourself a little better, even.
Right. Yeah. Thank you for your sharing. I totally agree to that, because I myself, sometimes I realize I forgot this part of my body. I haven't paid any attention to that part of my body, and so my body is out of balance, of course, because I'm not focusing on those. So that's great. Thank you. Yeah. How about Paula?
Well, it was really enjoyable,
Yeah.
but I didn't have any pain
Yeah. Okay. So,
or
but
anything.
well, how did you feel with the session today?
It made me feel more energetic.
Yes, you have more energy. That's great. Yes, yes. So, yeah.
Just more energetic today.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. That is true, because that's one of the things that research has shown, that meditation improves energy. It does. So I'm glad you experienced that. Thank you. How about Jean Paul?
I feel good. I feel great. I keep practicing
Yeah, during the week.
during the
now.
week.
That's great.
My work days.
Yes.
It's just 5 minutes that I
Yes.
sit down but I believe that is really helping me.
Yeah.
I in staying like more positive like during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
So
Yeah. So it's not, when they did the research looking at the time spent in meditation, it's the total number of hours that count, right? So if you do 4 minutes 10 times a day, you still have the total of 40 minutes of meditation. So that's good. But, like Dr. Lee mentioned, they did the research looking at meditation for only a few minutes too, a few minutes a day for, 4 days or 4 weeks. Yeah. So,
thank you for
yes,
the
look
class
at that.
today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good to see everybody here.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for your sharing. So let me just go to Sean. And how was your experience today?
It was fun.
Yeah.
Um, Lately, when I've been doing it, I see like a dark purple light color, like a hypnotist kaleidoscope like thing, and then eventually the light explodes,
Yeah.
and I don't know what it represents. And then I did the fountain. On
Oh,
the
the
fountain
fountain,
thing, I
yes.
couldn't concentrate, so I thought, okay, put detail into it. So I started putting detail into the fountain, what I thought the fountain should look like.
Yes.
And then the light started off as light, and then it went to the dark purple again.
Okay. Yeah. So that's another example that you don't have to see gold. You see whatever color you like, right?
Yeah.
And it works. Yeah. Did it help with your pain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a rough week, very
Uh.
rough week. And then, like, and almost where I didn't want to walk. Like, if I had retirement papers in front of me, I probably would have signed them.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm that close. I was okay.
Yeah.
But it was pretty rough. And then yesterday, I did what was it, acupressure last night, and then came to meditation today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So meditation helps you get through that.
yeah, I practice it with my Tai Chi, and like at work, if I'm hurting and I'm walking around, I'll practice my breathing while I'm walking.
Mm-hmm.
Just slow down,
Yeah.
because it's a big plant.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I always, you know, I I'm amazed at the story of your healing journey.
Yes.
I'm very amazed because Sean had shared that, I think, was it in our meeting, that he used to have stiffness all day long, right?
Yeah,
But now it only lasts how long?
not that long.
Yeah, 2 hours or less.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
about 2 hours.
yeah, yeah. And you used to be in pain all the time, despite doing Tai Chi, right?
Yeah,
And now you're not in pain all the time.
yeah.
There was time that you are free of pain.
Not completely free, but
Mhm.
pretty darn free.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's great.
You feel so light.
Mm.
I can tell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I hope so.
All right. Thank
It's
you.
probably because I hadn't ate. No.
Now, how about you, Rachel?
Hi. Alana ran away. She didn't want to answer a question. So I think that I have a really hard time meditating, and some part of my body is always in pain, like sitting like this. Like when I got up, it was like, oh. But I have like monkey brain, so I'm like here, there, everywhere, even in like meditation. But there are times where I can get to the point where I hone in, and it's almost, I don't want to say like an out of body experience, but it only lasts for like a couple minutes. But when you it almost feels like you're floating. And so that technique has been very useful in my everyday life, because we have a son with autism and he does a lot of stimming and self-harming. And So there are times where it's like if he gets overwhelming and things like that, I just literally just go into the bathroom for a second and just like I'm able now to like quiet all the noises for at least a minute or two and just like zone in for a second, and then I'm ready to now tackle what I need to tackle. And that has been super helpful. But I don't know if this is technically meditation, but a lot of times I will go outside, and Alana sees me doing it around the house too. But like just like moving my body in like flowing ways, like while my eyes are closed and I'm outside and you're feeling everything and breathing, it really helps. Like even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes, uplift like my spirit if I have pain. Like, you know, like you sense the nature and everything around you, and you're just in that moment, and your pain sort of becomes irrelevant. Like, you know it's there, but it's not controlling you. Like,
Yeah.
like it's an associate, but it's not like your boss.
Yes.
And that's a big change that I have seen, because you know me, I was in quite a bit of pain, a
Yes.
lot on
Yeah.
painkillers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now, you know, I don't.
Yeah. I mean, that is meditation.
Yeah.
That is meditation, because you are having the awareness of your body sensation, and you are enjoying what you're doing. So you're not just you like. There's a third dimension to that, where you feel, right? You
Yeah.
don't just do things, you feel how you do things,
Yeah.
right? So that is meditation right there.
Yeah.
So like I said, you don't have to sit still. You can move, and you can move however you like.
Yeah.
And enjoy that sensation, and be aware of what you're feeling, and so on. So
Yeah.
but it does.
I really like when like other senses are involved in meditation. Like if I'm in a bath or whatever it may be, like having things that I feel around me, that I smell around me, like because those things are reminders of it's like a candle is lit for a reason, or and then it like hones me back in my brain to like come back and just be in the moment. And how you were talking earlier about sort of the resistance to pain, it reminds me of there's someone called like the mind architect, and he talks about how like people start suffering in life. It's sort of the meditation aspect of it gives to like everyday and mindfulness, in the aspect of like it meditating helps you not resist your circumstances. And when you resist your circumstances, no matter what they are, and fight reality of like what it is, then comes suffering.
Yes.
Because you're viewing it as it's not supposed to be this way, and because of that, then you start to suffer.
Right.
And so like the resistance and not resisting it and just being, I think that has been the biggest part for me, because like no matter what's going on around me or what, you know, maybe my circumstances, it's just like you can hone in for a minute or two and be like, I am at peace, and this is where like I need to be. And then it really will rejuvenate you and give you energy for the rest of the day. And so, I mean, it took a long time to get there. It wasn't just like I came a couple times, and it's still, even now, like sometimes I feel a little silly, because like I'm still constantly reminding my brain, like you're meditate, like sort of like step, come back to. So, but I'll get there.
Yes, and it's just practice. Thank
Yeah,
you for
you're
that
welcome.
wonderful sharing. But yes, I mean, even the very experienced meditators, they have to keep at it. Otherwise, if they don't practice, if like anything, you don't do it, you lose it, right? So, but my experience with pain recently, I think a couple months ago, I was having a lot of pain, Charlie horses, right? And in the middle of the night, that's a problem. You know, you know, yeah, during the day I didn't have any, but it always happened at night, and it was so painful. I mean, I had to jump out of bed and walk around, and then so, you know, my cousin in Vietnam, he's more into you know, practicing Buddhism and meditation than I do. I mean, he's done that many more years before me, right? So I was talking to him. I said, okay, I'm not feeling that great lately. I keep having cramps. You know, I have really painful cramps, and I had to jump out of bed and this and that. And he said, when you have that pain, just lay in bed and take deep breath in and out and meditate, and they all go away. so, so I thought, well, you know, I've been talking about meditation, and I wasn't aware of that. You know, I'm not a long-term meditator by any chance, but you know, like I said, oh my God, you know, I have to be reminded by my cousin to do that. And so the next time I had that severe Charlie horse, I didn't go out of bed. I just lay there and take deep breath and focus. Look at it, and it went away. It went away. And I said, oh my God, you know. So the more you resist it, initially I was reacting to it, right? So I jumped out of bed, I did everything. Oh, I'm in so much pain, I'm suffering. But when I look at it in the face and then just nurture, I know you're there, and take deep breath, and it just passed. So, yeah. Anyway, yes. Yeah.
For me, it's about thinking about it just because so I just don't feel it, you know,
Uh-huh.
just because but it still's there. It affects my mind. It affects, how I interact with people because
Yeah.
I'm so focused on just disassociating from the pain that at work I'll forget stupid things that I know. You know, like milliliters. I know what milliliters are, or you know, how much that is, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, wait, this syringe, what is it? Because I'm disassociating. But if I accept it, take it in, then you're being more present. Yeah, and I think I'll be able to eventually be able to be present, like you said, and be able to think and use my brain cells.
So what difficulties do you have during your practice?
I was just gonna say remembering.
Remembering children. Yeah. Yes. Wandering mind, huh?
For me,
Wandering.
it's my wandering mind.
Wandering
That's
mind.
the biggest one.
Yes.
It's just like
Uh-huh.
everywhere. Most of the times, and having to, it's sometimes it's just hard. Even though I've been practicing meditation for a while now,
Mhm.
a couple of years now,
Yeah.
it's always hard. So, and there's this certain times that my mind is just like,
Yeah.
like on fast forward. It's like ridiculous, and I'm like, but it's part of it, and like we're talking, the more you practice and the more time you invest on yourself to take that moment for you and just be with you, no matter what is going on around you. The more you do it that way, the easier it
Yeah.
to you.
Some people think that they have to really sit down or be somewhere for that block of time, but really we do it for with mindfulness meditation whenever you remember. Like you know, during my work days, even when I'm listening to patient, and when I'm aware, and I would take deep breath in and just take 1 minute or a few seconds of that deep breathing just to get your awareness back, and it increases your concentration when you do that. Then you know, or when I walk from room to room, I take a few deep breaths as I walk. So you know, the more practice, the more natural it will come to you. Yeah.
And I just want
Right.
to thank everybody for this because when you're out in life, I should say, you can't talk about your pain. You can't talk about how you feel because people
it's good to be around all of us because we all go through the same things.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Like I couldn't wait to get down here because I knew I was going to be with people.
And isn't that nice just to,
Yeah.
I'm not crazy, or, you
Yeah,
know.
that's the
or
hardest.
for people
That's
to
the
tell
big
me,
one. Am I crazy?
Look at you like it happens to me a lot. They just look at me. Not that you have this illness, you know, because you don't look sick
I
at
know.
all.
I know.
And you know, I'm like, before I used to get very upset.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just listen to people and I'm like, I know. Or people had told me, I don't know how you do it. Carry all this effort. And I'm like,
Yeah, my husband's at home.
you have no idea of all the effort you have to put in for you to be able to commit with yourself and to work on yourself so you can actually not look better, but feel better and be able to function
Yeah.
on your day-to-day living with all the responsibilities and all that comes, you know, of being a mom, a wife, you know, having a job and all that stuff is everything. And when people tell me that, I just look at them like,
People don't, like, I have a hard time even saying what I have, because they don't care.
you know what I said?
They don't care. And
I
then
said I have a beautiful purple umbrella of autoimmune disease. So that's how I
Yeah,
say it.
she always-
And people just,
She always says that.
yeah, and people just look at me like, huh? And I'm like, yeah. And
people,
that's it. I stop explaining myself.
people ask me what lupus is, and I'm like,
It is.
it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't even know. I don't even
It
understand
is, yeah, it is a
Yeah.
very heterogeneous disease. I mean, it can manifest many different ways.
Yeah.
Many.
And
So
I
not,
think like the topic of illness just makes people that don't have it uncomfortable because they want to say the right thing or be kind sometimes, but they don't know how to connect like emotionally with that if they haven't been through it. And
Yeah.
so then there becomes this uncomfortable thing, and then
Yeah.
like with me,
Where it's like you don't know what the hell.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Just shut up where you're at, pal. It's a nightmare on the inside.
Exactly.
It's like embarrassing because I have to have work restrictions at work. Then people look at me. I look more built than the average dude. And I'm like, you have no idea what's going on on my inside.
right.
It's not that the outside's fine.
Yeah,
Okay, we're doing good there. Just
Yeah.
know that the inside's a nightmare.
right.
And you have to do it with a smile.
Yeah. So just put on a smile and fake it all day.
Yeah. Pretty much.
well, I don't do that anymore. I pretty much like.
Me neither. I've been faking it.
I mean,
I do.
because
I have to at work.
I mean, it's one thing. I think that sometimes, and I understand like the purpose of faking it, because trust me,
Yeah.
I smile way more than like you would think. And like I've even had doctors say to me like the person at the University of Chicago, they were like, you're smiling a lot more than you should be for the situation that you're in. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. But
I have the ER say that
right.
to me, like, you don't even look like you're in pain.
Yeah, and it's like, well, one, it doesn't help yourself to like, well, sometimes it does, just be like, I don't feel well, and this is how I'm going to be. But also, like, I think there is a stigma around like diseases that aren't seen still, and that people don't understand them, and they think that anyone can just toss out like, oh well, I'm sick and I have this, and so
Oh God, I
like,
compare.
right,
It's
and
like-
so it becomes like, you know, sometimes it does need to be like talked about because it gets rid of like that stigma, and sometimes it does allow understanding for people that truly would like to be there but don't know how, and they don't know like what to say. It's sort of like a death almost, in a way of like when someone has a death, people aren't really sure of like how to comment or what to say about that. But like with us, with the autoimmune disease, like Right. And so you're constantly processing grief. Like you're constantly processing like, okay, today I can't do this. But then looking at like, okay, and this is something that meditation has helped with, the mindset of like, no, I can't do this, but I have these faculties that'll help me compensate for not doing that. And like, I think there a lot of times needs to be more conversation around like illnesses. See, like, and it's not just like mental health, like, because that's a big thing right now is mental health, and a lot of times autoimmune does affect your mental health.
Yeah.
But as far as like, someone could be like dying on the inside, literally, and like, people don't see that. They expect you, like, if you're really like that, they expect you to sort of fall down with the disease that you have.
Yeah, to act like you're in pain.
Yes, and that, that stigma sort of needs to break and understand that, like, the system is not set up for people that have a great week or 2 weeks or a couple days and then they have to take a month off or like things like that. And I think there really needs to be change to that, because it makes it hard for people with chronic illnesses to accomplish the things that they want to accomplish.
That's true. I mean, we need support from the family and the colleagues at work. They need to learn and understand that there is this entity called chronic illnesses out there that are not visible.
How do you educate them on that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I think in my practice, I rarely see spouses and children coming along. To me, I just feel like patients are very lonely in this journey. They come by themselves. There's no support. Sometimes I say, where's your support? If they want to understand, they need to come with you. They need to see, and talk, see what's going on in the office, the conversation between the doctor and the patients. But having said that, but that's the reality. And sometimes I do see couples or mother and daughters or father and daughters and father and son and come in, but that's very rare. I mean, 99, well, let's say 90% of the office visit, I see patients come in by themselves. If you invite your husband, he will come and he sees the way, when I examine you, how many tender joints you have, or what I see in your mouth and your nose. Oh, I see inflammation. I see it. They don't see it, but I see it. So they'll realize that. But I just wish that, family members would be more open to learning about the illnesses, read about it, watch videos about it, explore, so that they can have this empathy with their own loved ones. Because
You're on drugs right now, and I'm like, not on like an narcotic, if that's what you mean.
yeah,
And then they're like, well, you just need to do this, and oh god, everybody's advice on you need to do this, you need to do this.
Yeah, because everybody knows
Yeah.
what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Not even, when I speak with people that have any autoimmune disease, I always tell them, okay, because they ask me a bunch of stuff most of the time.
yeah. I think we can continue the conversation now that we passed the. So thank you everyone for coming to the session today. But I do, I do realize that this session is as important. This discussion is as important as the practice itself. This is what I think needs to happen every time. So I thank you all for coming and participating with the practice, and hopefully, the people who practice along with us on YouTube can learn from our sharing. They can have the connection with us and learn from us too. So thank you everyone. And today is actually the last day of the lunar year, and tomorrow is the first day of the lunar year. So I wish everyone a very happy, healthy, prosperous lunar new year. Okay. Yeah. Take care. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. So before you go away,